Welcome to Wednesday Comics. To my right, we have Alex, the Pastrami.
Hello,
Alex,
everyone.
We just talked about we're going to do nicknames that have threw me off.
The fuck?
And across from me, we have
You just depressed me.
Garrett. What?
You just depressed me that we don't get nicknames and you fucking...
And then you fuck up my intro.
I fucked up your intro. You fucked up your own
I've always
intro.
had a nickname.
Garrett Walls here. No nickname for him. And I am your host, Marvin. This is the podcast brought to you by Black Bolt's Squishy Limbs. So if you... The only podcast sponsored by batons to the knees. What was it? Is that what it was? Batons? What are those? Okay.
Like a nightstick.
And it was
You've
like
seen-
wooden, too. It wasn't even black.
If you've seen the Inhumans, you know what? I was going to bring this up during the news, but let's talk about it up top free talk because that trailer is fucking horrible for Inhumans. Looks cheap.
Yeah.
Dialogue sounds
It's going
horrible.
to TV, that's why.
Made with IMAX though.
First 2 episodes. Nobody gives a shit.
Oh, really? The trailer doesn't say that. It says filmed.
It made it seem like it was the whole
No.
time.
I doubt that.
You think they'll do 2 episodes filmed in IMAX and the rest is just regular? It's going to look weird then.
It's going to look weird, but yeah, you think they're going to dish out IMAX money
It's
for
only
a
a mini
TV
though.
show?
It's like 8 episodes. Yeah.
Oh, then I guess maybe they can figure it out, but...
They filmed it in one day, baby, and then they're done.
Yeah, because that
That
fucking...
probably was just half the season we just saw right there.
It's probably the whole thing, except for like the last 2 episodes. You know what the thing is that I don't get. So first it was going to be a movie. People were psyched. Inhumans movie coming. And then they were like, hey, it's canceled indefinitely. And then they're like, hey, it's a TV show. And people were like, all right, it's going to be on TV. Some people, not me. I was just like, all right, it's not. There's no way you can do Inhumans on TV.
I wonder if it was because like Spider-Man was...
You bet your ass.
Yeah, I was like fucking making some room.
They thought about it. They were
Yeah.
like, we could make Black Panther not come out or Inhumans. And they were like, well, Black Panther's like the first black superhero. That's got to come
Better
out.
get that shit done.
Inhumans? Let's put that on TV. We're already doing that Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyways. Let's put that on TV. So, well, actually, no, at first they canceled it. And then they were like, it's gone on TV. But, seeing that trailer now, maybe she'll have canceled it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's better left in our heads.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be some idiots.
Too
that are
much.
like-
It seems like that's a little, like that's biting off too much now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like they were like, going to do it. And they're like, well, we promised it. We got to do it still. So let's put it on TV.
See,
But-
I think where Marvel is benefiting in their movie universe, like DC's benefiting in their TV universe, having so much set up. And I think Marvel's like, we need to fucking front load TV, like get some shit out there like now. So we're like at least competing with DC.
First 2 episodes, like you said, in theaters.
Yeah.
Just because they already promised you it would be out in theaters.
Right. Like, we're not going to take that away from you. Like $20 tickets, but we're not going
Can
to
you
take that away
imagine
from
that?
you.
Seeing 2 episodes in theaters and not getting conclusion? It's like you're going to go see a movie and not see the end. Oh, okay. I'll watch it on TV next week and then just fucking leave.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like Secret Empire and you'll get a ticket. And then on the inside is the actual paper ticket. And they'll charge you $20.
They've done that before, like Game of Thrones, but that makes sense. Like the premiere was in IMAX and then
Right.
the rest is on TV. Like that's like a big event. Like this is something brand new. And yes, it's a Marvel thing, but is somebody really going to go spend IMAX money to see 2 episodes of a TV show that'll be on TV? Because they're premiering in IMAX, but it's not only going to be in IMAX; it'll be on TV.
Yeah.
Like, why waste your money? Like Game of Thrones, I understand. It's like a cultural thing. Like people, so many people watch the show, and it's like a thing now. It's like huge.
Then you get those diehards that are like, oh, I have the chance to see it in theaters. Why not? Because like Killing Joke, when that movie came out, like I was literally getting it sent to me the next day, but I went to it in theaters still. So
But it's the Killing Joke. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that's something that's like iconic. You're
I
like, oh, I want to
guess.
see how they
This
do it.
you don't fucking
This you
know.
don't know what it is. You're paying money to see something that they're
what if
trying.
it's shitty too when you went
Yeah.
to IMAX?
That's
for
what I
2
mean.
hours
It's like-
of shit.
Yeah, but you got those people who actually like the Inhumans more than any of us do. Yeah, actually ones who like Inhumans more than mutants or like Inhumans more
I like
than...
Paul Jenkins' Inhumans mini. It looks like that's based on it. It's good. It's not. I mean,
book or the...
oh no.
Okay, I was saying that trailer is pretty
I'm putting
shitty.
on my computer, by the way. By the way, go to youtube.com. Wednesday Comics, once again, a video. You can see me pointing at the camera right now. But once again, but it's like, what's that? Like, I don't understand. Like, at this point, I guess they needed something now that Agent Carter is done.
Which they never should have canceled that show. That show was actually good.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Especially when they're like being blamed for not having enough like women superheroes. And they're like, we're going to cancel that TV show, by
like
the
our
way.
best one. Adios.
And then they killed her off in the movies. Yeah, she's dead too, by the way.
Right. You can't even tell it's fucking her.
Steve. So, and then like we got to fill that place with something. Inhumans, put that in the place. You know, there's smaller stories that'll work. They're doing Runaways. They aren't. It's going to be on Hulu. You know, that's what I mean. Like that could have been an ABC show.
Yeah.
They're doing Cloak and Dagger, not on ABC though. It's on Freeform. They're doing all these shows that would work in that spot,
Right.
but they're not doing it on ABC. They're doing it somewhere else. It's like, whereas like the CW and DC, like they have a, let's put it on. This is our bread and butter.
Mm.
It's going to go on our channel. It's not like in a million places.
Yeah.
Black Lightning's coming up.
Yeah.
Actually, that trailer. Here's the thing.
That looks good.
That trailer looks good, but it doesn't look like it's like high value. It does look like the rest of those shows, but it doesn't look like it's trying to be more. This looks like it's trying to be some fucking epic, and they have like $10 to do it. You know what I mean?
You guys got to talk to John Jones from Rainbow Comics in Sioux Falls. He's got a pretty good theory about how that Black Lightning TV show is going to play out, and that's what instantly. I'm actually currently buying the entire series of Black Lightning right now.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. There's not that many issues out. So, I mean, if it's Black Lightning, I mean, not his appearances, because that's like 600 issues. But I got them sitting in my box. I got to pay them off because they're just sitting there. But John Jones came up with a cool theory of how the show's going to be played out, and I'm pretty pumped for it. I think it's going to be pretty cool if it goes his way. But
How many issues?
How many issues are there? There was like 11 originally, and then a couple volumes after that.
It's like a mini.
Yeah, each one like was played out to be like it could be a big series, and then it just didn't.
Just didn't happen.
Alex, you know who Black Lightning is?
I know that he's purchasing them. I don't know anything about him.
Me
Every time I think of Black Lightning, all I think about is Static Shock.
yeah,
I know they're not the same person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm excited for, and I don't really know that much about. But like I said, it looks like it's just trying to be like this small show. You know what I
right.
mean?
Its own contained.
It's not
thing.
like coming out in IMAX Black Lightning.
Right.
And it's like, oh, buddy, like hold on a second, we got to get used to this guy first.
But the thing is that I could see Black Lightning actually doing better in IMAX than this. I think would do. At least that TV world has been established by Arrow, Flash.
Is it the same people?
No, it's not going to
No,
be in that
you-
universe.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's its own thing.
Arrowverse.
Even though they filmed
then never
on
mind.
Flash. This guy says it's in Georgia, but I saw that it's a Flash set.
Yeah, that high school. That's it.
Oh, they filmed it.
I haven't seen the trailer, so I don't even know what it looks like.
Buddy, we should have watched it instead of watching that Inhumans 15 times.
No, I had to watch that part though.
By the way,
hilarious.
Go almost towards the end. They strike Black Bolt with a couple of batons and makes some sound effects.
Dude,
that
you
look
got to
like,
get that sound bit and put it like play it for him. It's like
I'll put it in the show.
put a show.
I'll put it actually. Stay to the very end. I'll put it there at the end.
There you go. You'll hear how fucking annoying. You should play it like 6 times or throughout the show, and people will just be like, "That's fucking annoying." You'll be like, "Yeah, right."
It almost seems like that we hooked up the mics and like punched a piece of meat, and then they're like, "That's good enough. Put that in there."
Then it farted out. At the
Batons. Well, I mean, nothing else for free talk, really. We should get into these comics because we got
Sure.
a lot to talk about. Secret Empire #5, written by Nick Spencer, as always. Art by Andrea Sorrentino, Rod Rice, Mark Brooks on cover. Well, actually, all the covers, by the way. So here we go. Secret Empire #5, as they say, not the end because they added another issue. It's 11 now.
We're
Is it
halfway.
11?
You mean?
I thought it was 10.
Yeah.
It was 9.
I bet
then
you
they
by
made it 10,
time.
and then they made it 11. It's 11 now.
I bet you $1 million it's going to get to 12. There's no fucking way you're just like 11.
But to make it so that you don't notice, there's 10, and then there's 11. That's the epilogue. It's called something else. It's called Secret Empire, or something else.
Secret
But
Empire Cloud.
it's the end of the story.
Number 1.
So here we go. We get a story, which the cover looks like we're going to be revealed the mole. You know what? Here's the thing about this.
Did you read it?
I read it
So why you're acting like this is what we're going to get?
because I was looking at the cover.
Oh.
Here's the thing about this book. There's like 4 storylines going on, if I'm correct. Resistance, whatever the fuck's going on with him and his head
Uprising.
or something. The actual Cap in real life doing stuff. And then them finding the Cosmic Cubes. So we got 4 stories.
Yeah.
Each time we read an issue, I feel like we get like what would be like a minute of story. And it's like, and then that's it.
So
like
it's kind of like watching Arrow season 3 and 4. You get like a 10-second flashback for no fucking reason. You're just like,
so we're 5 issues in of the main series. There's a 0, 1, and there's a free comic book one. free comic book day one. So technically 7. And I feel like I've gotten like 2 issues worth of story.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, really cut it down. Like, I don't need to know, it's like cut the fat of this thing.
And then plus they make all these fucking side books. Why don't you throw that shit in there and have one direct story?
This whole issue was just side shit. I mean, what would have been a main story is all side stuff that I don't read.
That's what I was going to talk about. Alex said he felt like he's like, I feel like I missed a piece of the story. I saw that there was one part where they go to get the Cosmic Cube and they talk about it. That actually in Secret Empire Underground, that Resistance book, the story's in there.
Oh.
So like you got to read that to see that story. So like, why even? I guess I don't know why. Like, I don't know. The thing feels like disjointed. It feels like 4 different stories going on. It feels like there's no real vision of like what he wants to do.
Right.
Well, that's why it's going to be issue. That's why it's 12 issues long.
I know. That's what I mean. It's like, let's do 12 issues. It could be like 4 or 5 issues, and like let's tell the story.
But it's gonna be the most epic story of all time. So you got to make thousands.
There's good moments though. That's the thing about this. Is like
anything with Robert
as a whole, the whole thing's a mess.
Yeah,
it's a mess. But if you want to go through and look at specific moments, in this issue, we've been talking about Sorrentino. In this issue, actually, I thought he stepped it up. It was like better than the rest of the issues. This is his best issue art-wise.
Yeah.
There were parts that were really good from him. There were a few parts, at least on his shading, that bugged me.
Well, I mean, is he coloring himself? Oh, he must be. I didn't see anybody else in the colors. Wait, I have the issue here. I can just look at it.
Yeah, they probably don't have like enough like budget to bring in a colorist with all this shit they're doing. He's probably like, yeah, you got to color it yourself too, motherfucker.
Let's see, colorist. Oh wait, hold up. Additional art by Joshua Casera and Rochelle Rosenberg. So they weren't by themselves. No colorist, so they're doing colors themselves. So what we get is we have. Actually, I forgot. There's another story too. Beast and Captain have a talk.
Beast looks fucking stupid.
Yeah. He looked like Hugo Strange.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I forgot Black Panther and Wakanda. There's another storyline. Actually, that the art in that part was really good, and I did like that part because at least I felt like Black Panther was being true. He was like, "I'm not going to give you this. Like, this is for Wakanda. This piece of Cosmic Cube. You get them all. You bring them here if you want to do something. Like, if you actually mean that you want to do something good with these." And then we'll do something with it.
You know what I hate the most about the story is that AI Tony Stark, they're just acting is like a real thing, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fucking horseshit.
I hate AI Tony Stark.
Yeah, they should have just not put him in a coma. I mean, I guess he had to have stakes for Civil War too, but it's like, fucking have him wake up in a random issue of Iron Man and be like,
there's still no stakes. He's there.
He should be AI Tony Stark, but not as good. You know what I mean? Like a Tony Stark that's just like, he's better. And then you're like, but he's just the same guy. You're right. Yeah. There's like no difference. Like there's nothing.
He even has a drinking problem as an AI.
Yeah. He should be corruptible in some way. And maybe that'll happen later on, but like there's no hints of it at all. And yeah, you're right. Like it's just like he's in the story. Yeah. They don't even mention that he's in a fucking coma. It's like,
yeah, right. Like nobody knows that probably. They probably assume.
So the big twist, Bruce Banner at the end, Hulk is there.
Fucking saw that coming. The whole time, like, we're going to bring out the secret weapon. Who the fuck you think's the secret weapon?
He's dead. What happened? He's back?
They're going to bring him back for a little bit long. For a little bit, it sounds like.
Yeah, right. He's going to come in there, punch Amadeus Cho in the face, say, get out of my fucking chair, motherfucker.
And also, supposedly, Mockingbird is the mole.
Right.
Whereas, but I saw some people talking online saying that in the actual Resistance book, that she's so pro-resistance and like doing stuff for the resistance that it doesn't make sense that she's the mole. So I'm curious if
maybe that's her cover.
If it's like last second they're like, she's the mole. Yeah, you're right. But it doesn't feel like, it feels like a choice just to be like, you didn't expect it, huh? Rather than be like, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
It would have been better if it was Sam Wilson.
Yeah, I think
so. Well, I think that's the problem. They probably heard everyone thinks that's Sam Wilson. Let's make sure it's not.
That reminds me of, and I love Lost, but and you can hit me if you don't like Lost, but we like Lost.
Go fuck yourself if you don't like Lost.
But 2 episodes is
the thing I hate about it is that the creators were like, yeah, we did change the story at one point because people guessed what the ending was, so we changed it to go at it a different way, which doesn't make sense. Just because people guess what your ending is, and that's
reward them by saying "fuck you," we're not going to do that.
That's what it is. It's like it's the same thing with Sam. It's like, yeah, that makes sense because story-wise it makes sense. So just because people see it coming doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Like it makes more sense that Sam would do it because like Cap's his fucking friend.
Yeah.
And like maybe you get some good story out of that, saying like, what does loyalty mean? Like at what point do you get loyal to a fault? Like there's some good stories that can come out of that rather than be like, that's Mockingbird. You didn't expect that, did you? It's like, well, wow, I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah, but
like who gives a shit?
But this series has so far been kind of known for ruining character choices.
Well, I
still don't think Punisher makes sense for whose side he's on.
Let's talk about Thor. So Thor is praying me like, and he's having a hard time with it. That I thought was good because he's like, fucking, he's got the hammer picked him. So obviously he has to be worthy. Like I believe in that hammer. So, and Steve's always been right before. So like if Steve says that this is the right thing to do and the hammer says this is the right thing to do, like it's got to be the right thing. And they say they can save Jane. Like those are the like he's like you know, and he's like, but it doesn't feel right what they want me to do. Like, is this the right way to go? Like he's praying. That I thought was like the strongest part of this whole issue.
That was pretty good.
I was like, well, at least he is not brainwashed, which is be an easy way to be like, oh, he's brainwashed. Like Vision is has a corruptible virus or something like that.
Yeah.
That part was actually pretty good too.
And Scarlet Witch is taken over by a demon.
Yeah.
What about Red Skull with Negan's bat?
I don't know what to think of that story because I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
Well, they're not going to explain until the last issue. They're going to be
I told you, it's either
it was us the whole time.
It's a dream, or not a dream, but it's in Steve's head, and like it's going to manifest as like his real self is going to come out, or his real self is stuck in the Cosmic Cube, and that's the Cosmic Cube. And so it's Red Skull's in the Cosmic Cube. He'll come back from that. You know, like all these people are going to come back, and like, you know, it's going to fix everything. It's a big reset button that they're looking for.
Oh, just in time for Legacy?
We'll talk about Legacy later in the news. I have some news about that. I don't know if you do.
I don't know.
By the way, our feature today is news, by the way. I don't know why. I just was like, we'll talk about it later in news. But that's the thing is, like, at what point in this story, like, I like moments of it, but I only get it because we talk about it in this show.
Yeah.
But as a reader, like, at what point would you be like, I think I can read these moments online? Because I'm pretty sure, like, not you, because it's not in the newspaper.
Okay, admittedly, my only thing for wanting to continue to get this book now is that I'm already halfway through. I might as well just see the fucking thing to the end.
But you're halfway through?
Well, I'm like, what, a third
more
in
than
now?
halfway through. 7 out of 11? No, 7 out of 13.
So it'll be over
Yeah,
half.
13. Yeah, you're right. But it's like, it's only like it's not a full story. It's just moments. And if you're okay with just getting like, oh, Hulk's back, oh, cool. Oh, that's a good moment with Thor. That's good. But then you get like you jump back and forth so much. It's like, okay, you get 2 pages of Cap's story. All right, gonna pay $5 next month to read the story and then see what happens next.
I actually enjoyed the Hank and Captain talk where they're talking about the hammer.
I didn't really care.
And he goes, I could use the hammer, but what's the point? And I don't need to be a god. I'm doing it.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's like that didn't feel necessary because like they've reiterated that over and over again. Yeah, Cap doesn't need all this stuff that everybody already believes him anyways. Like I have to be told for the 15th time. Oh, everybody believes him anyways. He could do no wrong in this society.
But the only point to have it though was to tell the reader and I guess the mutants that if you don't give us the part of the cube, we're going to come kick the shit out of you, even though we've already agreed not to fight with you. Because now Emma Frost has the piece of the cube.
Was that supposed to be her? I couldn't tell.
I didn't look like her, but she's supposed to have the cube.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
So that's why.
That's the only thing about Sorrentino's art. I don't know who anybody is.
I know.
Well, they all look the same.
Yeah.
I still think that Hawkeye looks like Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
From the
he
book.
They're
So
the same person.
Wait, that wasn't him? Old Man Logan?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, God, no.
The one who didn't hug anybody, that was Hawkeye.
Okay. So it's like, yeah, this issue was like a strong 7 to me, but they're all like...
It's like every issue's an annual.
I think this is a 6 for me. There was nothing really mind-blowing. Because when you see Black Widow tied up, you're like, okay, they're not going to kill her. And then they go, well, what? You don't have to punch me. I'm telling you stuff. It's like, well, you're feeding them bullshit. I'd be beating the shit out of you, too.
Her whole plan was to get captured, though. So
I know. But this is one of those books that started to make me feel like they're treating me like I'm a dummy.
I mean, that's the thing. Is at what point is it... Like, this is supposed to be like their mainstream event book. So it's meant to be like somebody new is going to come in and read this. But I think at a certain point, if you're a new reader, it's like you would get frustrated being like, where's the story? Like, you know what I mean? Well, at least, I mean, that's the way I would think at it if I came in new. Like if I got something new and it'd be like, okay, I want all this cool Cap. I want to read about Cap, and you get 2 pages of Cap, and you're like, where'd he go? You know what I mean?
I think maybe my other
Where's he
question
at?
would be I'm going to say we're halfway done with this story. There's been no anywhere near a climax. I know the climax is going to be at like issue 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's
And then wrap it up in the last
Hulk
2.
killing like all the resistance.
Hey, but Captain Marvel have been right. Hulk beat the shit out of everybody and killed them all.
You know what?
Secret
You know
Wars
what's sad
2?
though? Also though, like this is better than Civil War 2. Civil War 2 was like,
Parts of it are better
Wars
than
2.
Civil War 2. That art in Civil War 2 is still 100% better
Yeah.
than what I'm seeing in this.
still though, like I don't think there was any issue. There was one issue. What was it, like 5?
No, that
Civil
was
War
the
2.
fight. That was the beatdown issue.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's the only one I liked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the
Like the
art.
Royal
It was like
Rumble.
only art.
I think the only one I liked was 3 when they killed Hulk.
Yeah, 3 was pretty.
Spoilers, he's back.
Well, but
Yeah, we spoiled the shit out of that he's back, so you're welcome.
surprise.
I don't know. I just find it like. And also, I hate those covers so much. It pisses me off every time I read it. But
I do.
Oh,
and
and
I think
wait, the art or just that?
no,
that-
here
that
we
it's
can finally
it's-
show now that we have
Yeah.
video.
It's cardboard.
This is the cover of Secret War number 5.
Empire.
Secret Empire. See,
Secret
change your
Wars.
fucking names. Secret Empire number 5. See, it's the cover. It's the cover again. Hold it open more, yeah. It's the same fucking. What's this cover thing for? And then
It's not like it adds protection. Most of the time, they're kind
there's
of.
an ad right away.
But hey, it's an event book. Get your ads.
It's Marvel.
I tried to listen to. So there's a comic book podcast that I like listening to, Word Balloon, and he has guests on. They talk about something. Nick Spencer's on last episode, talking about Secret Empire, and I was like, okay, well, let's hear what his ideas are for the story. Let's see where he's coming from. Let's see. Oh, by the way, he did confirm. Remember how I said this is like Man in the High Castle, and I was like, is that what it's called? Yeah. And I was like,
I don't know.
I was like, it's like the same fucking story. I was like, it's a ripoff, and I don't know why he's acting like it's unique. He says in the interview, yeah, he got inspired by that story, but it's the same. It's the same fucking story.
Yeah.
What point is it inspired by, or just be like, this is this story in the Marvel universe? Well, anyways, that wasn't the part that annoyed me. Actually, that was like, okay, at least you admit it. You admit that like this is the same thing. The first thing he talks about is how everybody's wrong on Twitter, and anybody criticizing him for this is like they don't get it. And I'd be like, just because somebody criticizes something doesn't mean you have to be like, oh no, you don't get it. You don't dismiss them. Be
Right.
like, okay, so what do you like? You know, let's open the dialogue. That's what I liked when we had that special report that Christopher Priest was like, okay, what do you not like about it? Let's talk about it. Like, what am I not seeing? Like, let's open a dialogue. Whereas Nick Spencer was like, yeah, you don't get it. It was like, what don't I get? I don't get that 2 pages of Cap is like, oh, he's bad. He's part of, like, he's a fascist. What part I don't get that the Hulk's back? You know what? Like, there's nothing
Right.
really deep about this. What do I don't get? It's pieces of story. The thing I don't like is
It's
that
the best Captain America story of all time.
it's like
That's what it is. It's just on a surface. I mean, it is.
I just don't understand why you have to tell a story from so many points of view. Tell me a contained, focused story about what you want to tell me, rather than. I mean, it is for new people to be like, oh, Hawkeye's in this, Hulk's in this, like so you can see everybody. But at what point is it like? Then it's not good for the story. So quit acting like you're writing Shakespeare, and at some point realizing that you're writing Transformers, the movie. You know what I mean? So
Well, to be fair, I don't understand Shakespeare all that well, so this is probably pretty Shakespeareish for me. Shakespearean for
All right,
me.
let's stop giving this book so much time.
Okay.
Let's move on. That book
Let's go
is-
to Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
What number?
I don't even know. 23. I have no fucking clue. Written by Robert Venditti. Artist is Ethan Van Sciver, and colorist is Jason Wright. Part 2 of Fracture.
Where we find out that a Green Lantern kills a Yellow Lantern. We don't know who yet. Well, we'll talk about it.
That's what we do, but
Yeah, I'm just saying,
We've seen
building
it,
up to
We
it.
were talking about that. We've seen it already. We saw him kill him.
I don't remember that.
It was the issue after that. That issue that happened in
with
the
it on the
future.
planet.
Was it the annual?
I don't remember if it's the end, but it's when they're telling the story of
It was that
these
one shot from
great
the future.
heroes.
Right.
The next issue, he killed him.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I told him I don't remember that
it was
either.
during that raid on that planet.
Oh, okay.
It was like right after that.
Oh, interesting.
So we've seen it, and we knew about it. And then in this issue, I find it interesting. I like this issue a lot.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan's still good.
Art was great.
Yes, art was great.
I prefer the other artists. Ethan's great on like his 2-page spreads, but like on his single spreads, like sometimes his necks and heads look weird, like they're not connected for some reason, and it bugs me a little bit. I'll show you here in a second. Actually, now I can show you what they're talking about. But his 2-page spreads are like amazing. Like you can tell, like he spent a lot of time on it. I also think the colors is not the perfect match for him. The colors is a little too bold, but in terms of story, I do like that we get a story that's like these two groups of people finally working together, and how fragile. I thought it was called Fragile for a second. So I was like fragile. No, Fracture. How fragile this relationship is, that like one thing can break it. And so now we have a scenario where it's like, do you hide this from them so that you can keep the unity, or do you tell them because you don't want to keep any secrets from them, at the possibility that it causes war between you two? And I think that's an interesting thing, and actually I look forward to being like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Especially now that
stakes.
John and Hal both know.
Right. And John was like, if he did, I'm going to cover it up.
Yeah. And Hal was like, there's no way that he sees it. He's like, oh my, he's like, and he's blown away by it. And I would assume that he's going to be the guy like, now we got to tell him.
Yeah. He can't keep that.
So it's interesting, because then you get like, well, who's the leader?
Yeah.
Of this Green Lantern Corps. He gave it up to John to be like, you're the leader, but Hal's like the number one Green Lantern, so does he just take over and be like, no, I gotta tell everybody. And then also we get the little side story of Kyle and what's her name? Finding out that they had a son together, that last arc.
That tries to kill them.
They tried to kill them, but like she was wondering, she's like, why is Kyle so badly want me to join the Green Lanterns again? Because he wants to get together. He knows the future. You gotta have a son. It's got to happen someday. Yeah. That part was okay. But like the main story is just like, I think it's like a political kind of thriller right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, that's really interesting, because it's about like politics and like about military. But like it almost feels like a little bit like A Few Good Men. There's some sort of conspiracy going on. And it's like, are they going to keep it secret? And then where's Tom Cruise is going to show up eventually?
Did you order the code red?
I think my favorite part actually was the Arkillo and Guy part.
That was pretty cool. Where they beat the shit out of it.
Yeah. I forgot. That's the thing though. You get something like this, you get the political thriller, and then you get an action scene where it's just like, that's fucking cool. You know
but what I mean? Were they actually sent to go do that?
They were sent to get the tapes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part, just for the fact that it's fun to see that brutal beatdown they had against each other. Actually, they become almost best friends. Not best friends, but good teammates.
See, in this panel here, top right, like her neck looks kind of weird.
Okay.
Looks like
she's arching back. She's looking back.
But even on the cover, she's got that neck, where her neck is just too elongated.
Yeah. I think it's the same one. He just flopped it around. Yeah.
So I give this issue an 8. Like I think that it's getting, the stakes are upping. Like last time on in the forecast and the issue before, I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Now it's starting to pick up.
I do like that villain a lot too. He's just like,
how do you say his name? Bolfulga?
I don't know.
I just been calling isn't he an admiral or whatever, the pirate?
Yeah. He is just in the story
Space Butt Pirate.
Mainly to
Space Butt Pirate.
The thing I like is that they already captured him. He's already in there, and he's like, well, you're going to release me, or we're going to release that tape. And he's not really a threat to them anymore because they have the tape. But it's interesting because he's just there to kind of be he's just kind of rubbing it in there. He's just rubbing salt in the wound. I bet you didn't think he's going to be the one to talk to John and talk to Hal and be like, you're going to do it? You can't just hide from them and make them pull each other apart.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah. Like a Negan.
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Absolutely. I was thinking the same thing.
And then I'm going to give this issue an 8.
8.
After we got done with the prism, or the, what do you call it? The will prism things.
Huh?
Time.
The time one.
Time.
I did not like that one.
But a lot of it's leaking into what we're
I get that it's building into what we're doing now, which is fine. It's just that arc itself was not my favorite.
You're not my favorite.
Whoa.
8.
I know that's not true, so.
Crazy 8s. Still good. I think I would get it. I mean, go back and get the whole thing. I mean, I think it's something that you need to read.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Next one we got is Infamous Iron Man, number 9.
How about you want to talk into the mic?
I was fucking reading the number. Written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Alex Malee, with colors by Matt Hollingsworth. So starting out with this is it's like The Thing and Johnny Storm talking at a cafe about the... Okay, maybe it doesn't start with that. He's talking Johnny. To fucking... that part fucking just confused the shit out of me. He's talking to Tony Stark is now the Sorcerer Supreme. It's like 3 pages, and it's like, adios, motherfucker.
You know, all this proved to me at the beginning here.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't give Matt Hollingsworth enough credit for like making his art look great.
Yeah, I said this is amazing.
Like, look at those colors. I was just like, that's great.
Yeah. When he goes, can you see New York? I even looked. I couldn't see it.
So we have that. Yeah, that's. I think that's just setting up Tony coming back.
Right.
I don't know why it's part of the story. I guess because it's Iron Man.
Yeah. He's like, you can't be Iron Man. It's like, well, no shit. If I came back, I'd be like, I need my fucking title back.
I do like that this story is setting up for... It basically is becoming a Fantastic Four book.
Yeah.
You get, like you said, there's Ben and Johnny, and the most depressing scene I read this whole week, where he's like, I miss my family, Johnny. And Ben's
dude,
like,
that pulled some heartstrings.
Like, I know, especially for like, I love Fantastic Four, and they're just like, I miss them, man. I was like, too, buddy. Where are they at? And then they announced, by the way, we'll talk later, but Marvel announced that they're like Fantastic Four, like they teased Fantastic Four, and there's a Fantastic 2 book coming out.
Yeah.
With Johnny and Ben. And I was like, just bring them fucking back. What are you doing here? Which, by the way, it was confirmed that I saw that after Fox wouldn't give back here. It's a long road. Follow me here. So the head of Marvel, I forget what his name is, used to be in charge also of Marvel Studios until Kevin Feige was like, I don't like dealing with this guy, and Disney was like, okay, split. But before that, they asked Fox back for Galactus in Silver Surfer, I believe, in exchange for some other characters. And so I forget who it was, but they were trying to make a deal. And Fox basically was like, "Go, we need those people. Go fuck yourself. We're not going to give you those rights back." So he was like, "Okay, I want you to cancel everything Fantastic Four." Basically like erase them from existence. And so that's why like they went away. So like
in the comics and everything?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So like it's very strange to me that they're still gone. Like there's like just bring them back. Like it doesn't matter anymore. Those movies aren't big anymore. It's not like you're giving them...
Yeah, literally when that new Fantastic Four movie was coming out, like they announced the death of the Fantastic Four book.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like you're not giving them any kind of publicity or anything like that because it's dead in the water.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four movies. So like bring them back. I don't understand why they're not back yet.
Well, I think it's one of those things now they should bring them back into the comic books and show that latest movie of Fantastic Four. This is how you make a good story of them.
That's the thing, is the movies should not dictate characters being alive or dead in the comics. Like Marvel Comics is Marvel Comics. It's not like, oh, that movie made billions of dollars. Well, great, but you don't fucking kill off characters just because they didn't.
I think this is a really strong issue, but like the whole like consistently strong.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything that was different from the other ones. Maleev's art's great. I think Brian Michael Bendis really knows how to talk. He knows how Doom talks, and he knows how to write Doom.
And Doom had nothing. Doom was barely in this
he
issue.
was in like 3 pages.
What do you mean? He's in this whole fucking thing.
He's unconscious half the time.
Yeah.
He wakes up.
He does
in his mama's bed.
Mama, she's there.
What happened? At the beginning, he's there. He says, "Oh, you want me to be Iron Man? All right." Which just means he's setting up for him to come back again.
Why, coma?
And then Riri brings him in and was like, "Yeah, capture the guy. What are you talking about? It's all me." And they're like, "Oh, good for you. President's going to be calling you at home." He's like, "All right."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sharon Carter just lied to her.
Yeah.
By the way, which president? Because I don't think the new president she would want
Reagan's
to
probably calling her.
The new president she would have hung up on. So then they go, okay, he's captured. And then her mother shows up and it's like, I'm going to take him.
His mother
comes and takes him away. So like, and then we get the Ben and Johnny scene.
Yeah, which was better.
Johnny takes off
which was the best part of that whole book.
It was the best part of it.
That was the sad thing is that Johnny doesn't even get to hear the Thing say, I miss him too. I miss my family.
Man's got to take off.
They got to play the Hulk Lonely Man theme.
It was strong. I liked it a lot. It was good.
Give it an 8.
Yeah. I'll do that.
I'll give it an 8.
I'll do that too.
I'll agree with an 8.
I'll do it too. Next book, on the docket. Wonder Woman 25, Greg Rucka, last issue. Writing it with, is that Belisk Evely? Is that how you say that? Yeah. Leon Sharp on the cover. Is it? Yep. We have the last issue, oversized, extra anniversary edition.
Perfect.
Of this story. You know what? So this, actually, let me just start with this, because I feel bad. This issue.
You feel bad?
Yeah, I feel bad. And I feel like
You feel like Greg Rucka's not going to listen to
I feel like I'm going to say something right now that I'm never going to do, but I'm going to say it because it makes me feel better. Reading this issue, I was like, man, I should go back and read that whole thing out, Wonder Woman out and one through. You know what I mean? Instead of like the way it was.
God, it's so shitty.
I really liked this issue a lot. I thought it was great.
I thought the issue was amazing too.
I've read 24 and 25 back to back. Holy shit, they're so good.
So I read this and I was like, this is like the best one out of all of them, and like it's like basically, you know, him being like, here's all the things I touched on and what they mean, and then basically resets her for somebody else new. You know, she's at the beginning, she's kind of angry, and then eventually like she sees her mom, right, and she gets back her lasso, and then she's back to being, she's like, okay, this is like my rebirth basically, and she restarts. And they touch on the rest of the whole series, 24 issues. So I read that and I was like, man, this is so good. And like he's touching on these points and like reiterating things he's talked about this whole time. Maybe I just miss shit along the way. You know, that's not the way I felt. I was like, man, I should go back and give it a second chance.
Yeah, when they introduced like the patrons and everything, like I'm so fucking lost by that point. I'm like,
oh, I loved that part.
I mean, no, in the issue it was good, but I meant like when they first introduced. Time? Yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
I was like, really? Because I love this is
nice fucking antlers.
This is probably I will actually probably give this one a 10 because I really enjoyed this.
I will also give it a 10, and I like that it tied into that annual. Like they went to that same spot they met like the first time. Too. That was cool. I like that. They're
and that annual was great. I know we're that long ago, but man, that annual was great.
Well, that Greg Rucka part, I don't know about the whole thing.
Well, I like the whole thing because it showed you different sides of that character.
Art was fantastic. I love seeing.
Is this last part Liam Sharp? Is the whole thing just
no?
Okay,
was it Liam Sharp?
No, Liam Sharp is
this part. Looks like Liam.
Yes, but then when you go back to
Justice
her,
League stuff, I thought was also Liam Sharp.
No, this is Belisk.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it looks like her. I do like the way she draws Batman. He like slim.
He's skinny.
And it's really like brings out the purple on his cape.
That actually the panel you're on right now, that's how I like Superman. In that state of I don't need to be on guard. I'm just
sit on the rock.
Yeah, I just sit on the rock.
Yeah, I think give it a 10. It was really strong. And like the beginning, they're
fighting Bigfoot.
Winnebago, is that his name?
Yeah.
Wendigo.
The Wendigo. They're trying to Winnebago?
I don't know.
They're not fighting
they're not fighting
the
RV?
They're not fighting an RV.
And they're like, we need her, and it just shows like, and then she like kicks his ass, and then she's pissed.
She's like, fucking get out.
And then Batman and Superman are like, she's kind of pissed off. That's not how she's supposed to be. And they ask her, like, hey, yeah, well, I need to work off some shit. Some shit happened to me, and she's like, and then she works it out. But like, this issue was just, it's basically a snapshot, like I said, of this whole thing. And I was like, maybe I was kind of harsh on like the whole thing. Maybe go back and read it.
I don't think like I could go back and read it, but if I just ignored all the stuff after year one on the year one flip flop part of it, because like all the current.
Well, that's what I would do. I would read it in
sections.
Yeah. I would read.
I would skip.
It'd be
the
1, 3, 5,
I would read the
7.
lies, year one, the truth, and then God Watch.
Because that's where my mistake is right now. I got confused because we're reading two different stories.
Let me ask you a question, because we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Go back and look at it if you're on the video. On audio form only. There's no video of that. Can you go in the past and do video? Can you record from the past? Okay.
Past.
We had the conversation. Is it better to have a strong beginning or a strong end? So this ends, I think, strong. I think we all agree 10s.
Great.
Does it make the whole thing like greater in your eyes, like the whole run?
It picked it up. It picked it up a notch, but I still recall like how fucking like the middle was just fucking not that great.
That's the thing. I think I agree with him. It clouds my judgment. Be like, maybe I was wrong.
Because like I'm going okay. I remember issues not being as good, but this makes me go, this was so good, and it reminded me of stuff I'd already read. That's like, holy shit, it has to be as good as this was, because this blew me away.
Like I said, if I ignored the Godwatch stuff, like all the prequel shit after year one prequel shit, then I think this would be really good. But I think it's the stroke I was having every 2 weeks reading shit in the past. And
that would
current.
Explain a lot.
I mean, it's just It's too fucking hard to read. If they come out with like a trade,
That's what I said. Just read it in order. If you read it at one time,
No, God Watch is before everything.
No. But
you go year one God Watch, and then all the other
read.
shit.
But read. Okay, so the first one is what, the lies. So read 1, 3.
that's how the
5,
trades came
7.
out. The trades came out year one. The lies, they weren't cut in between.
Read the top title.
Right.
That's how I want to read it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not read it year one. Read it in chronological order. Read it.
So Greg Rucka did say on his blog that he quit for a couple of reasons. He quit because double shipping's too much for him. He said he was falling behind. He had a 1-year contract with DC, so he was only contracted to 24 issues, and then he did one more.
Which to be fair, I'm thankful for. The perfect. I was not going to give it a perfect score. Papa gave it a perfect score.
And there's a lot of things like that happened in this run where they were like, Dr. What's her name?
Poison?
Barbara.
Minerva?
Minerva got cured, and then she's cheated again. You know, like a lot of things. He reset a lot of things for the next person. But during the time when it was a story, I don't think he liked the cheetah thing, but I really did like it. Like she brought her out of salvation. She's like saved her and like cured her, and they were friends again for a while. We saw how great friends they were when they were first introduced, and then she falls back into being cheetah again, and like
fucking Edda and Wonder Woman aren't friends anymore.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that happen, and like I feel like it's an interesting spot to leave for the next person. By the way, they announced that James Robinson's taking over the book in like December or something like that. So
after this, yes,
after the
issue
next run,
or whatever, yeah.
So James Robinson for me is good, but sometimes his stuff is a little too nostalgia. Like he likes the old kind of school. I have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's a little. He likes writing like old style comic. So I have to see what he does. But I'm still gonna be on it.
Yeah.
I really do like it a lot. I can't reiterate that enough. But I feel like I should go back and read. I feel like I gave it a bad shake.
No, I as the show usually goes, do not put that thing in my face. Yeah, as the show goes, you guys always tell me to do issue by issue for every episode that we do the show. So when we do issue by issue for Wonder Woman, I was being legitimate on if it was shit or if it was not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair that's how we were presented. The issues was out of sequence. So, to be honest, like, that's
I have a feeling
not our
Greg
fault.
didn't like it also, because that's why he separated mid 2 stories. Because he didn't want to double ship one story. First off, I don't think he could have written so fast.
Yeah.
So that's why he did that way. And I don't think that he wanted to tell a story that fast. So he decided to be like, I'm going to tell 2 stories then. And it'll be just like a monthly book. I'll be doing 2 monthly books. And I think at a certain point, he was just like, this is too much. You know what I mean? So he decided not to sign the contract again and not do it anymore. So hopefully, I mean, they bring him back for something else. Obviously, now there's a big divide between him and DC. And
Again?
No, before.
Oh, right.
So now he came back to some for them. Maybe now they're in good terms. And maybe he'll come back and do something else.
Made amends.
I mean, he's got good stuff on his own. Right, Alex?
He sure does. You know what we got? Black Magic number 6. Written by Greg Rucka, art by Nicola Scott, and just gotta make sure I say it right. Color assist is, I think it's Chiara Arena.
So I was correct, sepia. It's not black and white. It is sepia.
No,
it's
I
like
know.
tan.
I said you were right.
I know, but I was confused for a second.
But because I guess to me that looks like black and white, but you're right. It's kind of got that beigeish color.
This issue is a prequel, flashback, whatever you want to call it, about her 13th birthday, about when she first basically gets
awakened
in the Covenant, and like they accept her and like tell her the whole history, and she sees her past lives. She goes in a bathtub and she sees all her past lives, and we see her before pre-bathtub. We'll call that PB. Pre-bathtub. She is all happy.
PBJ.
She's like a nice 13-year-old girl. She's very happy, very outgoing.
Got friends.
She loves her family. She got friends. Goes into the bathtub and she sees her past lives, and she sees that throughout her life, people have killed her for being a witch all these times. And so she comes out. She's like, it's too much.
Question: Is it her past lives or is it her family's past lives?
Her past lives.
Because I understood it as her family's past lives. That the name of Black, and maybe I guess they're all connected, I suppose.
No, because there's that one scene where she's like, they kill this person, they kill this person, this person. Why do they keep killing me? She says.
Oh, I see. Okay. She's naming all those people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you get reincarnated if you're a witch, I guess. So she's seen all those people kill her for being a witch, and so like now she's like all depressed and stuff. She's like, people are gonna want to kill me, and her mom's like, over my dead body. Then, spoilers, she dies at the end. She gets in a car crash. Some fucking evil
child, sewn mouth bitch who speaks through a doll.
A child? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give me that. I missed that part. I thought she just spoke telepathically.
No,
I didn't see any doll moving.
The doll doesn't move, but the bubbles are to the doll when she talks.
It's like what's that? Ventriloquist?
Yeah.
Doll.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that.
Didn't even hear the doll.
That makes it extra creepy.
Yeah.
And then once again, sepia, but then I'm trying to real quick.
I can hold it up so people can see it. They don't want
sepia, and then you can see colors where the magic is. It's in her eyes.
Oh fuck, that's creepy, dude.
I don't know why I'm showing you guys, but
I thought this issue was really strong.
It's a nice comeback for him.
I also like that Greg knew the break's been a while. So he didn't start back. We didn't start back in the story. It's like, let's do something in the past. You know enough to know who these people are, know that who Ro is, and let's just tell you about something about the past. And I feel like now I'm like, okay, I'm back in it. You know what I mean? So it's a nice way to introduce it.
The 20 pages or whatever, how many ever pages this book was, I was like, there's not a whole lot of magic stuff. We get to the Covenant, I was like, oh, that's cool. You get to this final part with the car crash, and like, oh no, she's just going to crash into a snowbank and die. No. Someone creepy, evil, magical came out. Oh, hell yeah.
It also reminds you that there's this, like, must be competing covenant or something. There's somebody who's after them, the Black family. Because that's in the main story. There's somebody after her. And remember that guy who burned himself in the first arc knew one of her past life names. And she's like, how do you know that name? So now, and then we find out this issue because she's had past life. So it's like, oh, okay. So that's what he knew.
You know what boggles my mind? This is just a weird side note. Yeah, Marvin's still tramp of a mind telling you that there's a name that guy knew. Blows my mind.
I know because I think she says it too. So I was like, oh, okay, it's the same one.
I'm not counting it for you. She reminded.
What do you mean?
She reminded you in the first issue or in this one?
The first issue.
Oh, then I'll still give you the points.
Nice. So like it's really strong. I think I'll get it a 9. It's also nice if you're looking to get into black magic, you can read this one and then go back. It's not like it doesn't ruin anything because we knew her mother wasn't around, but it's a nice, like, you can read this first if you want to.
See, I'm going camping this weekend. I got Black Magic Trade on top of my stack, Black Magic number 6 on the bottom.
Lies. No, he's not reading it.
What happened to Confessions?
It's on the top. Huh?
What happened to Confessions?
Dude, I got to read a lot of shit. Okay.
Did you ever read Kingdom Come, Marvin?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, what about Kingdom Come, motherfucker?
There, I made it even. I think I'm going to get, I don't know. I think it probably is.
What are you swaying between?
A 9 and a 10.
Yeah, that's me too.
I can't decide because it was so good, but
it was really good. Yeah, I'll give it a 10.
I'm sliding towards a 10 because I love this issue so much.
It was also like the parts when she's depressed and her mom like kind of tries to comfort her. It's also just a nice story about like a family be like trying to get over this weird thing that they have in common.
It was nice that they, her grandmother and her mom go, oh, you need to get over it. It's like, no, it takes some people a longer time to get over what has happened, what they've seen.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, it brings me back, and so now I'm into it. I'm glad to Black Magic. Let's do it. Garrett?
Well, speaking of magic,
Yeah,
we got Detective Comics number 959, starring the one and only Zatanna Zatara. Sorry. Love say your name. Zatanna.
Say it backwards.
Zatara Zatanna. Dumbass. All right. And this is written by James Tynion IV with pencils by Alvaro Martinez, inks by Raul Fernandez, and colors by Brad Anderson with letters by Sal. There's a lot of fucking people in this book. Sal Ciprianoli.
Since when have we been crediting the letters?
Motherfucker, I don't know who's who. There's when they put 4 credits on the front of the book.
Well, I just looked like when I looked through Hal Jordan, I just read the 3 that we normally say. Douchebag.
Sorry, you guys are giving credit where credit's due, motherfuckers. So Detective Comics, we get Zatanna Zatara back in the mix. You get a little origin action. Not origin, but Bruce Wayne's past with the first night that, or one of the nights in Bruce Wayne's youth and Zatanna's youth that they met.
Dark Knight.
What?
Dark Knight.
Yes, that's Batman. Fuck it.
Why you got thrown off?
You ain't gotta fucking do that, man.
So the night that Bruce is learning to do sleight of hand.
Yeah, he's trying to learn how to do sleight of hand, and he was complaining that he just can't figure it out. And then it segues up to the second part of this intelligence story. What?
He never did learn it either, too.
She tells him that.
I was segueing to something else. I was coming back to
Go ahead.
Jesus.
It's not even me who's being
I
a
know,
dick
but
about
look
it.
at this.
It's usually me who's mouthing off to you about stuff. No.
Yeah, so they come back to the modern day, and the Order of Saint fucking Marvin. Fuck this guy. Fuck.
I'm even being respectful. I want everyone to see this video.
The Order of Saint
Respect.
Dumas. Like, there's this fucking furry guy that got, what did he get, stabbed?
Yeah, with a 10-foot long sword.
By the new Azrael.
Ascrian.
or whatever, who is basically fucking Azrael 2.0.
Yeah.
And he's fucking ruthless. He's like, he looks like Ultron kind of a little bit.
I actually forgot what was going on, and I just read this a couple days ago.
Yeah. And so basically what happens is the story itself is just kind of dumb where it picks up.
It's getting weird.
But I like the Zatanna stuff. Like, Zatanna being in this is amazing. Like, her beats with Bruce in this book is awesome. And it, like, ties back to Tim Drake being in the book and everything. Everything else with...
The team is weird now.
It is a little different. And I don't like that they're making Luke Fox like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, you done? Okay.
and then they segue...
Oh, you still told the story. Okay.
Because at the end of the last Detective Comics, he is trying to find somebody. We don't find out it's Zatanna until the end of the issue. And the whole reason at the end of this issue is so that, which we still don't know the reasons, but it has something involving Tim that Zatanna is going to potentially help him with. Maybe bring him back. Or protect future Robins.
What the fuck was the thing at the end of this book?
That's fucking Akura.
Is that Acrian as...
It could be
this
Azrael, like the
fucked up
angel
mutant?
of death, like coming to him being like, I'm not fucking done with you. You're Azrael.
That's what I thought it was. I'm not very versed in Azrael lore,
I'm not.
but I assume he has wings and so I thought he was the angel of death.
Yeah. Saying, basically, because that's what used to possess Azrael was that.
Alvaro Martinez, I thought was good in pencils. The colors were good by Brad Anderson. Did you miss Eddie Burrows? Where are you, babe?
Yeah, I guess I
know.
miss.
But I mean, he's a good.
Burrows in
He's not bad on it. The cover's pretty great. That's McKell, right? Janet.
I don't know if that's... Is that
Look at it. Look who did the cover. Janet. I would bet money.
I didn't even look at it that good.
$100.
No.
$100. You heard it.
No. Yeah, you heard me
I'm
say
gonna
fuck
answer.
no.
I'm gonna cut your no and put a yes in.
Oh my God.
Keep talking.
I think it says cover artist.
I really do like it. This is still fun for me.
Yeah, I still enjoy the book, absolutely. And I love
arc's really
that they
good.
brought Zatanna in. Like, that's kind of the fun freshness you can get out of a detective comic book.
You should bet him $100. Yasmin Putri.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I bet it's Yasmin Putri. $100? You
Bam.
heard it here
I
first.
just
He said
got
yes.
Oh no,
$100.
that's not Janet. I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, you're fucking drunk.
He did the variant for Superman this week.
That looked good.
That's what I'm talking about. Do you like that scene when they go to Fox Tech and you see Batman and Beyond costume, like the prototype?
Batman Beyond costume. I remember seeing that Jim Gordon did Batman suit.
Yeah, he made that into Max's like butler robot thing,
Right.
Which I thought was
Batman
hilarious.
Beyond
That made me
Pro.
laugh. That's what I like with this book. There's action, comedy.
Well, Luke Fox, God, I still don't... That's just so different.
Whatever. You gotta get
Yeah.
over sometime.
I guess, but...
He's been dead. I mean, he's been his own thing for a long time. Look all the way to the right, the one all the way to the left, and that grouping of three.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a prototype.
That looks like a Talon in front.
No.
The second one looks like a Talon. The far left, yeah. It's like
I know, I see that.
I saw the Talon one too. I thought, oh.
These are all like bat suits from the past. You get the big one. I think that was from an issue when he fought Bloom when he was big.
That might have been.
Yeah. So
I know he fights in a mech suit.
that's what I like about this book. Like if you're into Batman lore, there's a lot of like Easter egg
Attention
stuff.
to
There's a lot of
detail,
like
yeah.
characters that you normally don't see. There's a lot of there's a lot of supporting characters, and it's not just about Batman. It is about Clayface gets some good time in with Cassandra, and like you really just good character stuff in this book with like Luke and like Kate. But even with Batman, that's not just about Batman. Like the same. Well, I like Tom King's run, but it's like introspective. Like how he's dealing with his parents' death, what he really thinks. So, but then this is just like, he used to be in love with Satana, but now he's not. He's looking for Tim. Like, it's different kinds of Batman things that they don't constantly hit on in Batman stories.
Down your throat,
so this is like not necessarily new, but it's like a different type of Batman, like what he's dealing with. Like, it's different. It's not like, oh, I'm dealing with do I want to be Batman? Like my parents' death. He's just looking for Tim, and he's like reminiscing with Zatanna how they used to like each other.
I think I like the fact that Tim is still a big part of. Tim is a loss to Bruce.
Drake.
Correct. You are good. That Tim is still a loss to Bruce. And he's like, I'm never going to let this happen again. And he still thinks he's dead. Too.
Yeah.
That he still assumes he's gone.
By the way, I know you're a continuity guy, Alex Petrello, for people who are just listening.
This one.
Does it feel like to you that this Batman in this book is way different than the Batman in Tom King's book?
Absolutely.
It's like two different people.
100% different.
In this book, he smiles at one point. He he'll meet my friends, and he smiles, and they break in, which was a badass moment. I love that part.
Yeah.
That was last issue.
Didn't like that issue.
But,
it was this one, isn't it?
Oh, was it?
I thought it was this one.
Look in there, looking for me. But then also, like, he's reminiscing with Zatanna, and they're like smiling. He's like, "Look at the city. I love this city. Like, look at the lights and stuff like that." It's just like it's like a lighter Batman, but it still doesn't mean that it's like a goofy Batman.
Right.
It's like he's okay to smile. He's okay to, like, he has friends. He's okay with, like, them being his friends. Yeah, tell that to my friends. And he smiles.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, he's not like the ultimate hard ass in this one. He's just like, he has friends. He calls them his friends. He smiles. He's furry with Zatanna, you know what I mean?
Well, he loves his fucking team, though. I mean,
that's what I mean. It's like, that's what the great thing about this book is. It's not Batman the lone Dark Knight. It's Batman the teacher, the Batman the father, Batman the friend. And I think that's a good book. I like it.
Still waiting for the detective part.
Oh, Jesus.
Boom.
He's looking for Tim. What do you think that is? That's an investigation.
He's not doing very much
You open a case.
investigating.
He's in the back.
I'd find you right away.
He's
Marlon's
working on
dead.
his next
Leave it be.
tooth pill to get him out of the next situation that he can't show you.
9. I give it a 9. I like it.
I'm agreeing with the 9.
8.
So Donna Satara's in there and you give it an 8?
Her part was good. There's something still I'm having a hard time with Batman having a team. And I think you think almost 25 issues
That's
in?
what I was going to say. It's like fucking 25.
25 issues
26.
but I haven't dropped it. It's never like it's bad. It's just there's something.
At some point, just like what I said about him and Luke, at some point you got to realize this is what this is.
Luke.
Well, the only thing I say about Luke Fox is
Luke
because how he was introduced into the universe.
I know, but I'm saying that was a while ago.
I know.
At some point, you're going to be like, "That this is him now."
That's just
erase the old guy.
I guess, but still, that's a total character change.
It's different. It's different if it was Luke got changed for like a crossover, and then they go back and he's a different guy, like they do in some event books, which we complained about, like characters change for events just to be part of that story, and then they go back to their own books and they're the person that they were before, and you're like, but you were different before. You know what I mean? Like they constantly change per story. But Luke's been this way for what, like you said,
only since Rebirth.
Yeah, so
like in the New 52, he was not like this at all. Like that's
but he was gone for a while, wasn't he?
No,
he had his own series, and then it got canceled.
Right,
and then what book was he in then?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's been gone for a while.
He's been gone.
So he became a cynic.
Yeah, now he's a Rebirth, baby. Rebirth for everything.
And maybe that's the thing is that I was like, I can't compare Detective Batman to Tom King's Batman because they're a different Batman. I get they're in the same universe, but they're not.
Are you the same by yourself, or when you're out there?
I'm different when I'm not here. I'm a lot happier.
Oh, damn!
I don't know. You know what? Over Lent, when I told you guys I was gonna stop swearing and be happier, it was good. I'm gonna work on it now.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, because you were lying to yourself.
I got told today I'm grumpy.
No shit.
Really?
You listened to the show?
Shit.
Yeah, this girl from
Did they call you grumpy and old? The same sentence?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. Probably behind my back. You guys at least say it to my
We're
face.
literally just telling you this is a fun book because Batman smiles and stuff. You're like, I don't like it. He's got to be brooding and
yeah.
Well,
He's
but even
he's not like me. I don't relate to him.
Batman.
But even Zatara goes, you brewed better than anyone I've ever seen before. Of course. So I'm gonna still give it an 8 though. It's not because I didn't like the fun stuff. It's just like this issue wasn't my favorite.
9. 8's not bad. Why don't we? So our feature this week. Those are the comics this week. You can get them at realcomicsandcards.com. What was that? Infamous Iron Man #9, Wonder Woman 25, Batman Detective Comics 959. Is it called Batman Detective Comics or just DC?
I guess I was.
Detective Comics.
Hal Jordan and the
Batman.
Green Lantern Corps 23. Secret Empire 25.
Black Magic number 6.
Black Magic number 6. Those are the books we reviewed this week. Not only the books that we only got this week. I got some more, but I'm not going to show you those because they're way over here. My recommendation for the week. Anybody pick it up?
Nope.
Let me know. Nope, nobody else. They only had this is the last one.
No.
They had 2 other ones that are variants, but you wouldn't hear me touch them. My bad. Let the feature this week. So normally we have a feature, we play a game.
Usually.
We have a topic we talk about.
Of course.
We do a top 5. We have multiple feature segments. Go back and listen to them on WednesdayComics.com and on this podcast feed or this video feed you only got last week. Sorry. Actually, no, you don't. There's some audio in here too. Go check it out. This week we decided we normally sometimes bring up news topics and free talk at the beginning, but normally it's one thing, and then we devolve into complaining about Marvel coming up in a little bit. But we thought this week we would go over some news stories and talk about them because we really don't. Because we're going to call this. I've decided this is called the Pastrami News Update because this guy doesn't read any kind of news. So this is going to be the first time he's hearing a lot of this news. So let's hit him with some news for Pastrami Update. Let's get him caught up so he's caught up in what everybody's talking about.
Lay it on me.
Garrett, what's your first story?
I got a really quick one. Hulk hands are back, motherfuckers. They're releasing the Thor Ragnarok Hulk hands.
Oh, Hulk cans. Okay.
Hulk hands.
Hulk. I heard Hulk cans. I
Not
thought,
Hulk
cool.
hands. Did you guys not remember playing Marvin when you
Yeah,
were
you had
Hulk
Hulk
for
hands. Yeah.
fucking Avengers? We had the Hulk hands.
Yeah.
And now they made them small and not as cool.
I was going to say,
But
wasn't
still,
there something that people were punching each other and there's some they
it would make
recalled them or
noise to be
something?
like "Brrr, Hulk smash." Oh, here we go. All right, guys.
Do they have a shatterable hammer? Oh, okay. That's not bad.
It's got like his armored gloves.
Is it smaller?
Yeah, even with the Avengers ones, they were only like wrist to like covering your hand.
I wore them,
but
I know.
not the ones I had for you. The ones I had for you went down fucking forearm.
Yeah.
I know.
were
I smashed
fucking
some faces.
Yeah, but now they're like it's like
Fist
wrists.
covers, yeah.
Yeah, they're fists. It's like that's kind of stupid, but still, it's cool to see that the Hulk hands are coming back. It's not the biggest thing in the world.
That's what he leads with.
I said something small just to get us kicked.
To be fair, I like toys.
true.
I would have eventually seen those.
Do you want me to go with my next one?
I'll go with my next one. We'll trade on and off.
We'll trade on and off.
Jack Kirby fan campaign asked for Google to honor the comic legend. His 100th birthday is coming up August 28th, 2017. There's a petition going on right now to get Jack Kirby. I guarantee you. Do you know about this? Alex, you know. But let's bring Alex. Let's see how well he knows technology. When you go to google.com, do you know the doodle?
Nope.
If you go to google.com, they always every day have a new doodle that the Google thing's a different thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess I've noticed that. I didn't know it was called the Doodle.
Well, okay. The
Or
Google
Google.
Doodle is changed every day. So they want on this date for it to be Jack Kirby, like tribute to Jack Kirby. So if you go on our Twitter, twitter.com/Wednesday Comics or at Wednesday Comics, if you find us on Twitter, I retweeted the way you can contribute and try to get them to put Jack Kirby some sort of what do you call it? To honor the man for his birthday. Memorial, yeah. So really what you have to do, like they have an email address that they take ideas for it. They're just people are just emailing it, and they're also going on Twitter. So if you have a Twitter account, go #Doodle for Jack, and let's get this thing trending, and let's get Jack on there. Jack's the best.
I'm surprised it's taken so much petitioning to get that,
There's a lot of things that every day they got to put up there, so
I suppose.
they need to know what people need to do.
But he's a king of an industry.
He is. I mean, he really should be. Because
Yeah.
I guarantee you
It's gonna be like fucking.
that Stan would be up there for his birthday. His
Oh,
coming
yeah.
birthday. So
I just saw a video on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube, on Facebook with Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, doing a selfie with Stan Lee. It's fucking magic. And
Garrett.
Stan Lee's like, "Oh yeah, I know this guy," and it's like you don't even know the fuck he is.
Oh, by the way, in Detective this week when was it this week? Last week, or I mean the last issue when they're at the table, Penguin table. Was that this?
Last week.
Okay.
Or last issue.
When they're at that table and there's all those gamblers and they show their names and stuff like that. The second one, God, what was his name? There's dirt over there. It's the second one is a Jack Kirby creation. It is supposed to be a parody of Stanley.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So he showed up again.
All right. Next one for me is an update on The Batman by Matt Reeves. I'm sure you've seen this one going out there. That and this is what Matt Reeves claims it will be an almost Hitchcockian noir detective story.
This is what you're looking for, baby.
Yeah. So Matt Reeves, director of the tentatively titled The Batman, he says, in all my films, what I try to do, in an almost Hitchcockian sense, is use the camera and use the storytelling so that you become that character and you emphasize with that point of view. There's a chance to do an almost noir-driven detective version of Batman that is point of view driven in a very, very powerful way. That'll hopefully connect you to what's going on inside of his head and inside of his heart. So like Tom King's Batman run. And then he said now that he's done with War of the Planet of the Apes, main focus, The Batman. So we're going to be seeing a lot more news coming for The Batman. Really
When's
quick.
that movie come out? 2019?
I think it was 2018. Oh, it's not received an official release date.
TBD.
TBD.
I think that's the one thing that I look forward to in a Batman movie, and it hasn't happened very often, is detective work.
You know, it happened for a second, Dark Knight, when he takes that bullet and like reconstructs it.
Yeah.
And then after that, he forgot about it.
Well, I mean, there's other parts to it that are detective-ish.
What other part?
No, I'm just saying other Batman movies. He does do detective work. He does figure people out.
Yeah, do you remember in Batman Forever? Go listen to our commentary. He's a detective the whole thing. Alfred, what does this mean? Alfred.
Asks other people to do his work.
And he also like yells at people when he rushes to answers in that movie a lot. Or they're like, 12 on my face, but you won't find 13 in the place. It's a clock. They're like, yeah, everybody knows. Like, here we go. Assange and X-Men. Some news here. Leading to something significant and new. By the way, we learned this week that Assange and X-Men is only 12 issues. Each issue is going to be a different artist, which is something we didn't know before. So it'll be something very interesting to see. They have a good lineup of artists set up already. If it had it in here, I would tell you, but it does not. It's going to be released July 19, 2017. Jim Chung doing the first issue. However, they say this 12-issue run is setting up for something significant and new to the landscape of X. And so even though it's only 12 issues, it's set up for like an actual series. So my question is, does that make you more interested or less interested in reading something if you know the whole thing is like, this is going to be leading to like something new?
I'd be interested in reading it knowing that it has a end game to it where it's going to be something exciting. My only concern, and the only reason I tell you guys I may not get it, is the artist change every issue. I've read books before that do that. I know Justice League Suicide Squad, they had that. Commodity Challenge does it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know, Justin.
It makes me nervous.
Well, I think I'm okay with that as long as they know that's what they want to do. But when I run into issues with that is when they do it because they're running behind and they just pick somebody.
I suppose.
If you look at the list, I wish I had the list here. Can you go up to the list? Oh,
Issue one
Let me
actually
look it up while you're doing your story. But
a person.
Each issue, they know who it is already, and it's like somebody big. So
I'll probably get it because it's got characters I like.
I'm interested to see what they do. By the way, the new part of it was in quotes in that tweet that he sent out. So everybody's assuming that new X-Men is going to come out of it. End up being a new series.
Another one?
New X-Men.
And New Avengers.
Grant Morrison did that first one. Maybe he's coming back.
Maybe.
What's he doing? He's doing a lot of things.
Yeah. Not really. Well, I guess
Heavy metal.
He's new. He's heavy metal, and he's the head of the Graphic India, too, now.
Garrett, you got anything else?
So, next one. I guess I'm sticking with the movie comic news. Patty Jenkins confirmed she will direct Wonder Woman 2. I mean, we all knew that was going to happen, but she officially went on the record and said that she... I could say her quote. I'm going to say her quote. I'm good at quotes. I had an epiphany about Wonder Woman 2. I was like, you don't have to do this. It doesn't have to be a foregone conclusion that you do Wonder Woman 2. But then as I was falling asleep, I had an epiphany. I was like, wait a minute. You have the greatest character of all time that you love dearly with a cast that you love sitting at the palm of your hand at this day and age. You can do whatever you want with them. Are you crazy? And then suddenly I realized it's not more. It's another movie. It's its own movie. And it's got to be great.
I'm excited to see Wonder Woman 2. I'm excited to see where she goes with it. Hopefully it's a... I don't know how much you guys like Cheetah, but I love Cheetah. I think she's one of those characters that just I get pumped to see what she would look like in a real life or live action movie Real life, I think I'd be a little scared. Hey, okay, a dumb question. What is Cheetah's powers? She's fast as a cheetah? She's obviously got athletic ability of a cat.
She's got back pain.
Of course.
Yeah, she's strong, fast.
Okay.
Claws.
Because I guess I'm assuming that Wonder Woman is faster than her, or they match speeds.
I think she's up there.
Okay.
But she doesn't want her. She's her friend. So you bring that also in.
Well, I guess. I'm sure Wonder Woman always throws her punches.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, like you said, we always
pulls her
assumed.
punches.
I think she even said she wanted to do it, but we didn't know for sure. But
Yeah.
it's good to know that they
Realize that she can.
will reward her
Yeah.
for doing a good job rather than being like, now we got a big thing in her hands. You're out of here. We need somebody else.
Right.
They know that it was her. So, by the way, second team is Mike DiDio Jr. Doing the art for Sonic the X-Men. The villain, if you don't want to know the spoilers, do you want to know?
I don't give a shit.
Shadow
It's
King
just-
from
oh,
like
yeah,
he
well,
was
I've
in
seen-
Legion.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I've seen a cover that had him on it or
Oh,
something.
it's
like
that flippy cover.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Here
was
we
actually kind of hoping it was going to be Mr. Sinister.
So here we go. Here's a story I was going to bring up. Let's bring up Marvel Legacy for a second here. So they announced Marvel Legacy, announced new titles that comes out of Generations. Generations is 12-issue one-shots. And then Legacy comes out of that. And Legacy they announced this week with a big reveal over a day. By the way, you were on that. Alex doesn't know, but on Tuesday, I believe it was last week, they went on being like, we're going to reveal our titles today. There was really no new titles, I think, besides that
Fantastic
Johnny, Fantastic 2. I didn't really see anything else. A lot of them were continuing. A lot of them really didn't change. Most of what they revealed was variant covers that were like homage to old covers. But I guess the rumor is right now that there also wasn't a Captain America book in that grouping, so people think that that's being held back for some reason.
The Americas?
No, and that's Generations. Legacy's after
okay,
Generations.
gotcha.
There was no Captain America book announced. By the way, interesting, and actually people on the internet are calling it this now. They announced 52 books. Marvel did. So the people are calling it the old 52 because they're going back to the old. So the old 52. But people are like, where's this? There's no Cap book. What are you doing here? So speculation, all speculation. For a while, people thought Donny Cates is co-writing Steve Rogers right now with Nick Spencer.
Oh, really?
So people thought, oh, he's getting groomed to take over it. But then they actually did announce that Coates, who's doing Black Panther, is going to do Captain America. But they said that's going to happen in the future. So there's like a little gap where we're like, what? Who's doing what? Like, where is it? Where's your Captain America? And so there's speculation. This is all rumors. There's speculation that there's a rumor right now that middle part there's going to be a miniseries, Captain America miniseries, to kind of like old school Cap, like bring him back to being like this is his legacy, and then boom, we get into the new Captain America series. The team, Mark Waid, Chris Amney is the rumor going around that's what they're doing next.
Damn.
And
That'd be awesome.
if that is the case, my favorite superhero with one of my favorite teams. Marvel, you can charge $10. I'm there, baby. 12 issues there.
You heard it here first, Marvel. $20. He'll buy it for 38 pages.
But if it's a miniseries, I'm in, and then I'll see whatever happens. But that's very. I mean, they got to be doing something else, right? They didn't just team together for 2 books and then like call it quits. They have to be doing something else.
I still want to see Wade and Samney do just an Image book. That's their book.
I even asked if they'd do Superman. They're like, make mine Marvel. That's what Chris Amney said.
Yeah, because Chris is under a contract still. That's
Yeah.
why.
But he could still do Image, couldn't he? He could do his own thing.
Yeah, I think so.
So
It would depend. I don't know what their contract looks like. He could always do an Icon book or something. You're right. I would like to see something unique out of those two. You know what I would love out of those two? Is something that's like a National City or like a Black Hammer that's like superheroes, but they're theirs.
Yep.
Let's do something. Or a spy book even.
I could see Spy book would be good.
But Mark Waid is good about because he has a book with Boom called Irredeemable and Incorruptible that's like Superman. Superman went bad. It's like Injustice before Injustice. That was really good. And he's good about doing superhero stuff. That's not like DC. He's good about like the superhero tell. So I would like to see him do something with that too.
I think I was reading Mark Waid's. I actually dropped it. The Mark Waid oh shit, what's his, Del Mundo? That Avengers. I was gonna read it, and it's like, you know what, I need to be done with it. I don't think Mark Waid is actually one of my favorite superhero writers, though. When it's not with Chris Samney, I find with other artists. I've read other books of his. What was that one I was getting? Shit, it was that 4-issue run. Strange Fruit.
Oh yeah.
I'd gotten that one. It's like, there it was good, but it wasn't. It's, I don't know. The story wasn't as good. But when I read, and yet I have yet to read the Daredevil book. But that Black Widow, holy shit, is still one of my favorite minis.
You haven't read any of the Daredevil?
I've yet to read it. I have them all. I just haven't read it.
The second part. Okay. I mean, I hope they do something. Like Chris, I haven't seen anything really from him recently. Mark's still doing, like you said.
I see Samney do stuff on Twitter. I mean, just talk about stuff on Twitter, but it'd be nice to see them do a team up together that's just theirs.
Garrett?
I got nothing else.
All right, I got two more things.
I'm dried up.
Brian Michael Bendis, people were speculating that he's kind of hinting towards, and he usually does this, like, remember, I don't know if you remember. In his books a lot, he liked to kind of tease that the Ultimate Universe was going to match with 616. And then it happened. Like, he would always do the things where people would be, like, whenever they were in the jail, people would be like, there's another world out there. And they would, like, talk about, like, kind of mad out, talk about the world.
Yeah.
So, there's the scene in Infamous Iron Man that we reviewed this week where him and Johnny were like, I miss them. Like, I wish they could come back. And then, you know, he told me, like, they're talking about all this kind of stuff. And he goes, yeah, I wish there was a way. And then also, I guess, in Jessica Jones, they talked about, doesn't matter anymore. If it did, I would be more. They talk about her, another kid. You had another kid in the universe, Lily. They talk about somebody who doesn't exist. He used to be in a different universe.
Right.
And he said, doesn't matter anyways. If it did, I would be more sad, I guess. And so, like, him and his characters in these books keep talking about, I wish there was a way, like, everything could go back to how it was. So people think that, like, that's the Marvel's plan with this legacy thing to basically, like, reset a lot of things. And so, like, Bendis is kind of hinting towards it in his books, like he did before with the Ultimate Universe coming over. And so that brought up a question for me, and I'm going to ask you guys this. Is that, I know we complain a lot of times about Marvel relaunching books, but I think my complaint comes from it's relaunched, but nothing really changes. It's the same thing, and all you do is just put a new number 1 on it. So, and like Secret Wars was claiming to do a reset. Nothing really changed. And I think if they could go...
What are you talking about? They did the clean slate protocol.
Some things, like Daredevil. But lost his memory. Oh, everybody forgot who it was.
Yeah.
But I think they could... It would benefit them a little bit to, like, kind of reset some things.
Like bring back the Ultimate Universe?
Like, let's go back. I really think they need to bring that. Like, I never understood why they got rid of it. It never sold.
It never made sense. Yeah, I love the Ultimate Universe too.
I did too. Like, I feel like Miles is not good in this universe at all.
No, he doesn't fit.
So I feel like he suffered as a character because of this. That Spider-Man 2 thing, like I saw the preview for it, and I was like, I remember back how Spider-Man, the first one, was good, or how Ultimate Spider-Man was good.
Yeah. And
I see that, and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be good. You know what I mean?
And that's stupid if you're retconning your universe to basically eliminate the Ultimate Universe and just have Miles being it this whole time. Then why are you even mentioning who's the other Miles Morales? It's like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, this point doesn't really matter anymore because there is a Miles. Yeah.
So. Right. And then in X-Men Blue, they're doing the same thing. They brought Jimmy, which is Logan's son, from the Ultimate Universe. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't do this double standard where you're like, no, we condensed our universe to one thing. And now it's like, nah, but the Ultimate Universe happened.
No.
Now we're going to talk about it when it's convenient to add a character to the plot.
That's what I mean. I mean, like, let's talk retconning and resetting. Like, it happens in comics. And Marvel, for some reason, has this joy of never doing it.
Yeah.
But I think they should. Just a little bit. Like, you don't have to do a full reset. You don't have to do, like, a clean slate New 52 thing.
Right.
But do a rebirth. Like, correct some things. Just because...
I don't even know how you correct the shit out of that.
But the thing is like, I feel like they're going the wrong way down the road, and they're like, this is the way we want to go, baby. We're going this way now. It's like, somebody's like, you can turn around. Admit you're wrong for 2 seconds. Turn it around. Go the right way.
Yeah.
Correct yourself, and then, like, we can get to the right place. Like, let's quit. Like, there's got to be some humility to be like, we did some things wrong. And that's what DC did with New 52. Like, we messed up. And they apologized for it. Or Marvel, with this legacy thing where they introduced all these variant comics or variant covers for these comics, and nothing really changed. It was like all the same teams basically.
Yeah,
and they were kind of like, "Nah, we're doing okay. You guys are wrong." Just like Nick, that's what made me mad about Nick Spencer. He's like, "You guys just don't get it."
right.
And it's like at some point, if everybody's saying they don't like the way you're going, and it's a vocal, I'm not sure. Like their sales are obviously not where they were. I've seen a lot of vocal comic book like fans. I don't know what their mainstream looks like, but from digital comics.
Yeah.
But at some point, like
their number one
listen
gig is
to
getting
somebody.
old. Like everyone's
Yeah.
figuring out their game. Like you're not going to keep getting us on those.
I'm not saying that a squirrel book, unbeatable squirrel book, can't come out. Like I like that they have small books that are for certain people, but at some point, you gotta clean it up. Like you don't need 52 books, and I think that's what DC found out. They don't need 52 books.
Yeah.
Like you need to pare down. Like do a solid 40, do longer runs instead of all these minis, and quit like charging extra prices on issue ones, like anniversary issues, and not even like DC did, but they did one. It was like $1 more, and I think the issue's bigger, right?
Yeah.
And so they give you more for it. Where Marvel's just like, no, that's an anniversary issue. You pay more for that, and then it's not even bigger. Or they'll do
still paper stock. All their covers are paper stock.
I thought they were changing. Didn't we read something they were changing?
Yeah, they were going to change the stock. Maybe it's just for Secret Empire because that's some bullshit.
Hey, they give you 2 covers, price of 1.
Right.
But even still, it's like, what was I going to say? Oh, and then also like they do every once in a while be like, oh yeah, this one's extra size, like a Deadpool, like anniversary issue, but it's like 3/4 of it's a reprint.
No.
And then they give you one new story, and you're like, $10, baby.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, I don't want this reprint. Just give me the main story, you know?
Yeah.
It's not new content. It's not a Wonder Woman annual where it's all new content, and that's why I'm getting charged $5. It's not one new Wonder Woman story and all reprints. Then I would be like, what the fuck's this shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's basically what they've been doing. It's like, at some point, you got to realize, just like you said on the forecast this week, because that's Star Wars Droids Unplugged came out, it was all reprints. And I was like, it seems kind of soon because all those issues you can find still.
Yeah.
They came out in the last year. And at some point, you got to realize that issue was printed to make money.
Yeah.
That issue was not printed to be like, this is, hey, new stories. It was just like, it is reprints. But
they're playing on the dummies. Like there's at least one dumb fucker that's gonna buy that book, being like, droids, I'm in. And it's like, oh wait, how come this is familiar?
yeah, I've read this before.
Yeah.
So, my last story. Well, look at this, my fucking thing locked up. DC Comics gonna allow Dark Knight's Metal #1 to go on sale at midnight Tuesday, August 15th. I wanted to ask because they did for Rebirth #1, that 80-page special released at midnight. Does it actually make a difference to you, like these midnight releases? Is it a big thing, or really is
I like
just
it.
more like?
I think it's fun. Like for the Rebirth one, like it was just a bunch. It felt like I was at an old movie premiere. It was just a bunch of us guys excited for a new thing to come to comics. So I think that's great. Like I think more. Why not? Why not celebrate something cool that's going to come to comics? Like
yeah,
this is going to change. So much about DC. Why not celebrate it?
I think that's also like a difference is that DC will be like, we're doing this for the fans. It's released at midnight. You can get it early. They're also releasing John from a comic book like this, a lithograph. You can get that. Shiny.
Well, hold on a sec. Is this image I'm seeing right? Sorry, fans. Is that the fucking symbols from Flashpoint all around there?
No.
No,
No,
they're
they
all
look similar.
They're all the dark.
Oh, okay,
Those all
you're
Batman
saying.
related.
Right.
they're
yeah.
all Batman related.
Like the Batman who laughs.
DC will also provide Dark Knight metal lithographs and a cake topper artwork for legal release for anybody who wants to make metal edibles. But like that's for fans. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's not saying, hey, you can buy this extra shit. It's like, if you want it, we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
There's also, if you want to get a black and white cover.
No. I want the colored one.
I do like the black and white one a little bit. But I mean, you're right. Like bring some excitement, and why not? You know,
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, so it's kind of like waiting in Free Comic Book Day line, or like I said, when we used to go to midnight shows, we wait in line, we talk, we get
Everyone's spewing out
You're
their
getting
fan
amped.
theories. Yeah.
You're getting excited to get this book. You're getting excited to see this movie. You're just I don't know. It brings back just happy feelings and it makes me excited. Just plain makes me excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did like that DC Midnight release for the
Rebirth. Yeah, because it's just everyone's like, I wonder what this is going to be about. Because like
it did bring some sort of they made it feel like an event, and that's what this is going to do, rather than claiming that it's some sort of event, making an event, and that's what they're doing. Like making, hey, everybody throw a party. Like let's come out at midnight. You can make cake top. Like they're fucking giving you stuff to make cake tops.
Yeah,
or cakes. Yeah, be like, hey, put that on your cake. We're going to be releasing special like metal lithographs. There's a special cover, but it's not. And you should look this up real quick. How much is that? Is it $2.99? $3.99.
Metal?
Yeah,
I bet it's $3.99.
I'm guessing 3.
But it's 48 pages. Oh, actually, it probably says in this article. Let's check it out. You should look it up just in case it's on here. You can also you can also sell it the next day if you wish. It says.
Oh, is it going to have the same?
Oh no! Excuse me.
Refund.
Retailers will also be allowed to sell all next day DC comics at midnight, also if they wish. So you also can get your rest of your DC comics.
Which means Marvel will probably be doing the same thing, so they can make money early.
This is what they did last time, yeah.
If the fucking thing would load.
My guess would be $3.99.
This first one, I might be fine.
By the way, Batman with double axes, respect.
Metal. I mean, I like that Craig and Scott are like, this is just like a Batman balls to the wall story. Like this is metal. It's gonna be action packed, and it's not gonna be something that's introspective or smart at all. It's gonna be action. So like, they're not trying to sell you on like this is like deep or this is like gonna change comics. They're like, this is just gonna be fun. Batman
it looks good, story. And knowing Capullo's on it, hell yeah.
While you're looking that up, let me just, it's not in my news stories, but I just thought about it since it'll be out.
There's no solicit for it yet.
There is a fucking solicit.
No, they've released the cover, but the next one, I mean, I can't find it.
It's out in fucking July. How's there not a solicit?
July's metal?
Yeah.
Already?
It's right here.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh, August, excuse me. It'll be out though by now.
It'll be a solicit.
Hold on, wait.
Maybe they haven't decided yet.
Look at this. I can tell you, like, Garrett doesn't know it's.
Shut the fuck up.
Bring up here, and Alex, let me ask you because I think it's fucking right
already
here.
Got it.
Yeah, you should have got it before. You just type in DC.
Okay.
$4.99.
Yeah, $4.99. How many pages?
Garrett,
He might be off the hook. He doesn't even know how to use Google. He knows about it.
32 pages, though.
Yeah, that's normal
10,
price.
10.
Oh no, $4.99. Yeah, that's a little
much.
Hey, that cover better be good stock. They will put it.
They will. I'll put fucking paper on there.
That's a little though. Like DC, make that 40 pages. Then I'm good.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man review's coming out. It's good. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question though.
Believe when I see it. Still no. I think the way that Sony markets the shit out of this movie, bad.
Hey, ask me again.
Excited for this movie?
No. No, I'm not. I think I'm still, in my head, I'm still telling myself, shit.
But, is that good though? We go there and it's good and you'll like it more than you
I'm hoping for Power Rangers.
Yeah, how many movies have we gone to where you're expecting it to be god-awful and actually was better because of it? So, now with this, whoever the head of Sony marketing is, fire them. I'm pretty sure that 3/4 of this movie is already out on the internet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
I mean, that's just a stupid thing to do. Why don't you pull a fucking Star Wars, show maybe 3 minutes of material
you don't need to
from
sell
this movie.
Spider-Man. People are going to go see Spider-Man.
And then fucking end that
Actually,
shit.
that might not be true because people didn't go see Amazing Spider-Man 2 and that's why they didn't make a 3. Because they didn't do that well.
Well, yeah, but remember Amazing Spider-Man 2? You literally saw an hour and 10 minutes of that movie, and it's a 2-hour movie.
So people stayed home. Yeah, they saw it already.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I'm excited about that I haven't seen, but I know he's in it. Can I just say a spoiler? From at least the Lego set I've seen and other people told me.
No.
Cheating with those fucking toys?
Hey, I work at a store. I see toys.
It's probably wrong. I'm just kidding. Lego screwed
Is
up.
it somewhat a villain?
Talking about Shocker?
Or, okay, I don't know.
Oh, fuck. He just said it.
What did he say?
Shocker.
Maybe he's in it. I don't know.
I'm going to cut that out of this whole fucking show.
He's the one who's out.
Cameo.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Yeah, but okay.
I've been shielding my eyes from
Yeah, right.
spoilers.
Marvel's been announcing all the motherfuckers in that movie.
We go see it in theaters.
The only one I've heard is that one.
Alex says, I
I've
can't
heard all
believe they showed me
kinds.
this trailer, and right away he just ruins.
I didn't even say it.
Mysterio, Rhino, Jackal. No, I'm just kidding. Dr. Octopus. I'm just going to say
You guys want to see a friend get hurt?
Chameleon.
I think the only reason,
the
though,
Hunter.
that I'm not excited.
Dude, if Craven in the Hunter, if Craven was in this movie, I would jizz my pants.
Cameo.
He's so fucking. I am craven holy
After the credits scene, you just see a guy put on a fur thing and he goes,
time to hunt the spider.
yeah.
That sounds some
And he just sharpens the knife and it just cuts
Yeah.
to him. And then the lightning goes, and you see him fall. And
Ooh, damn.
there you go. And then Alex, we look over at Alex, and it'd be like that scene from Scanners. You ever seen that? The guy said, I think I'm not excited for this movie mainly because of the marketing, of how much I see that Tony's in it. Iron Man, for people who don't know. But also because, like, I just don't know. I don't know what to expect from it. I think that's what the main thing is like, what kind of movie is this going to be? I saw somebody, by the way, when I was looking up all this news, I saw like a one-line thing from the review.
Yeah.
And somebody said, this is the most entertaining movie of the Marvel Universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. And so I saw that. I was like, well, now we
fair
can't.
to claim?
I was like, well, am I going to read that now and then go in with high expectations and be like, and that's giving me my head the whole time, be like, they said this is the best.
I don't think that's fair to say because, well, of course, because it's fresh, it's new. If you watch the same fucking movie over and over again, it's not going to be that.
I still love Winter Soldier, and I've seen it 7 times. So that's my problem now, is that I still go in with it being an MCU.
The most fun.
Is that
most fun.
But I suppose the most exciting is
Corey Wall's behind the camera right now. So Corey, what do you think the movie's going to be? Shit? Oh, okay. He says Spider-Man's horrible. So
Corey, way to go, taking notes. Respect.
No, that's that guy.
Miles Morales is going to take over as Spider-Man?
That guy has his review written already. He hasn't seen it yet. It just says 10 out of 10 on it.
Just you get a freaking cameo of Tobey Maguire walking down the street.
That's what I meant to bring up. Which is actually a really, I think, sad story. So in this movie, there's Flash Thompson, who's played by a kid that I think is Indian, of Indian descent. Yeah. And he's getting death threats because people are like, you're not the real Flash and all this shit like that. At some point, like we talked about this before, at some point, like Flash doesn't need to be like this white kid in his high school. He can be anybody. Yeah. So at some point, don't you got to break the ties and be like, that kid can play him. You know what I mean?
I think we were talking about Mary Jane. Though,
if he brings the character out as Flash Thompson,
and also
then great.
Death threats a little too much. Like that's now you're bringing your fan. Like also we talked about Christopher Priest when he wrote Damien thing. He was getting death threats because the way he wrote Damien. It's like, first off, it's just a story. It's just a fucking movie. It's just a comic book.
Right.
Calm the fuck down. Like
it's not that big a deal.
I just like that's the thing about not all like comic book fans, but there's some sort of extreme that like people go crazy. And like those movies, especially in those movies and the comic books, where people like if you do anything to their characters, that's I mean we talked about that already on Lazarus Contract special. Going back and listen to it. At what point is it where you're like, no, my character is always going to be the same. This is who he is. Write a million stories the way he is. There's no room for growth. There's no room for change. At what point you got to be like, there either are real people who can change and grow, or they're just static people who you. And then what's the point of reading the stories? Like nothing's ever going to change for that guy. Like, what do you get out of it then?
Well, have you read 24 of Batman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we've all read it now. There is growth and there's change that's coming in Tom King's Batman. He actually, and I know normally it's hashtag not my Batman, but you know what? I'm open to seeing this character be something more than just the Batman. There's more to Batman than just detective work.
Is it interesting to you like that they're like then you can see like how does Batman react to this? How does he grow from this? Rather than being like, oh no, this is like if you had
because he's Batman.
If he never changed and he just has the same story over and over again, then it's like what's the point? Like is it just I think for them, and I'm gonna do a little psychoanalysis on these people real quick. I think for them, they see like Peter Parker. And like they read those stories, and then if somebody tries to change it, for them, it's somebody saying what you read and what you remember, your nostalgia is not valid anymore, and like that doesn't exist. And so I think for them, they think it's a personal attack, whereas like for somebody who has any kind of sense of sanity or like
morality,
they're just like, oh, it's just a story. Like my books are still up, I want to go read them. Like if I like that story, it doesn't mean like everything has to be that. Like they can change, it could be for somebody else. And I think that's the major thing is that like when they made Miles, there was people being like, by the way, also something a pet peeve of mine is that people will say that Miles is like, they always bring up, oh, he's the black Superman. He's also Hispanic.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
What is it?
You said Superman.
See?
Miles Morales is the black Superman. Holy shit.
Spider-Man, but he's also Hispanic, so like
Right.
he's also multiracial. But people were like, "What is it?
Multiracial.
Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what he said.
Multinational racial?"
Mix them together. I like it. Racial.
Words are hard sometimes.
Multinationality? I don't know how
I'll
you say
admit it's getting kind of late, so I understand where.
Multiracial.
Yeah.
I still like multiracial.
But people were like up in arms about how Peter Parker died in that obviously Ultimate Universe story,
Yeah.
and how you're replacing him with somebody just to be PC, just to all this stuff and like that. And at some point, you got to realize that like somebody related to Peter Parker because like they're like, oh, that looks like me, that's me. And even though like then there's a lot of people who are like they like him, but they can't relate to him. But for like kids, especially. Like they see Miles and like if they're a black kid, they're like, oh, he looks like me. I can be Spider-Man. And so it changes their mindset a little bit. So at some point you got to realize not everything is for you.
Right.
Like, yes, they changed Flash Thompson. Maybe that you don't know how that kid might have went in that audition and killed that shit. You know, nobody else was better. They're like, well, that's that guy. And they didn't care to typecast them, which should be good. But no,
like when they killed Jimmy Olsen in the beginning of BVS Ultimate Edition. That wasn't for me. It's fucking horseshit.
That was for you. Like that was like he wrote you a note.
You know,
Zack Snyder was like, "Hey Garrett, you like Jimmy Olsen? Yeah,
not anymore.
yeah." It's like fuck you.
That's all I'm saying,
Jamie
baby.
Olsen.
Love, compassion, accept everything.
Pistol to the head.
So like nobody like just accept that. Like at some point you got to accept that that's not for you anymore.
Yeah.
And like move on. Like
I guess for me, it's I'm looking for the character. I'm not looking for what he looks like. If that makes sense.
so, would you say? Let me ask you an interesting question, and we can have that end this. Let me ask you this: then can they, at some point, because there's no real need for Peter Parker to be white, can he be black? Because you say like he can still be a kid from Queens. It actually probably makes more sense that he's not some white kid from Queens, like that, or he can be Hispanic. Like there's nothing really about Peter Parker that says that he has to be white.
It's true.
So could he be different? Could you make a movie instead of doing a Miles movie in the future? Would just be like, oh, we just cast this kid. It's really good.
You know, my problem with, and this is going to be just a side tangent quick, is in Fantastic Four, the newest one, it did bug me that Johnny was black. But the only reason it bothered me is that Sue Storm was adopted into his family.
She can't be adopted?
But I guess to me that does bug me. Like this big character, Flash Thompson means not a lot to me.
Well, yeah, in that instance, they should have made
it's
Sue
different.
Storm also African American.
And that's what I mean. Is
Like,
that
instead of just
they
coming
should
with
have been
some bullshit.
literally brother and sister, came from the same womb, same dad. I wanted them to be siblings. They didn't have to be.
Oh, you
white.
more have an issue that they're not
that they're not
Yeah.
actually
Like, why do you have to
brother
have
and sister.
What do you have against adopted people? He's adopted.
I know he is. So is his brother.
Fuck.
I'm just saying that at that point it was that they weren't.
You're adopted. Your parents don't even love you.
Kinda. Is that they weren't brother and sister?
But isn't it more being like
They could have been black
she's
or white.
adopted?
They could have been pink
She's
or blue.
adopted, and they don't like. She's one of the family, and like that's how strong they are. That even though she's adopted,
Oh, that movie was shit. So
I was gonna say you didn't pick the best example.
No, but I
it is
did.
the
I
most
did though.
recent
That
example.
they picked. Normally Johnny's white. He wasn't in this movie.
Because people even get mad that they God, who is it? Somebody doesn't have blonde hair, and they picked the character. They hired an actor who doesn't have blonde hair. Oh, for James Bond, where Daniel Craig does have blonde hair, and they're like blonde hair, James Bond, and also like Idris Elba wanted to play James Bond. They're like, they can't be a black James Bond. There's nothing that says that
Dude,
that guy's
he'd be
white.
Fucking
Yeah.
awesome, James.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what I thought too.
And that's what like also with like this Flash thing, which is like I don't understand. It's like who cares? Like if the character you said if the character's there, what does it matter what he looks like?
Yeah.
And quit sending him death threats.
Yeah.
Get
Right.
over it.
I think the only problem with you can never make Peter Parker black for the fact that everyone's going to think it's Miles Morales.
And
That's the only reason I'd say that.
If you're here to tell me there's a fan group that are so obsessed with Flash Thompson as a character that they would
But I just think it's
about
they wanted to
giving
like I
death
said, they
threats.
wanted to be the same.
He's got to be that blonde-haired white kid
Yeah, it's not the 80s anymore.
who's a dickweed. But to be fair, Flash Thompson in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he had black hair. Not the right Tom, or not the same Flash. Was it Magnanello? He had black
Oh
hair.
yeah, you're right.
He's not
I
blonde.
forgot. I fucking forgot he was Flash.
Oh, geez. Look at this article the extra reviewed. One of the guys who was mad about it.
Does it
No,
say he's a
I'm not going to
dickweed?
give him any press here, even though CBR did.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what I said. He's not the character that I read. Who gives a shit? It's Flash Thompson. But even if it was Spider-Man, who gives a shit? If it's still Peter Parker, he's still quippy, he's still funny. Who gives a shit what he looks like?
Yeah. Well, hey, this kid isn't he English? That's not my Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's English. What the fuck? He's taking from Queens.
Yeah.
That's been Wednesday Comics. You can find us on iTunes, available in Queens, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud. Find us on Facebook.com/Wednesday Comics Podcast at Wednesday
Where,
Comics.
Alex?
Things I don't know.
Where, Alex?
On Twitter, find Garrett at Garrett2188. Follow Alex at Alex Pastrami. I almost said Pastrami. Follow me.
We need to probably just change it to
at-
Pastrami.
You should check if at Pastrami is available. Just go by Pastrami. Follow
Or
me
at
at
Pastrami.
Marvin_Saguero. You can, like I said, rate, review, subscribe the show. Like I said, 2 seconds. Like I said,
Stop saying like I said.
the third one was done.
Hey, where's your fucking bell?
Over here.
How didn't ring at all?
Give me the bell. I said ring the bell. That's my fucking bell.
I just did.
No, I want
understand?
to ring the bell to make it even.
Review us on iTunes.
iTunes.
It really helps out a lot, even though it's just a review. I know you're thinking, I'm just going to rate this. Like, what's the point? Go ahead and do it. It helps us. They have some sort of algorithm that's like, oh, people like this show, and then they start promoting it to other people. So
Promote it to other people.
go to YouTube and find this video. Look up Wednesday Comics. Once we get 100 subscribers, then there'll be actually a URL, but not right now.
It's taken by a corgi.
God damn it.
A corgi has pastrami?
Rye the corgi at Pastrami.
What about at the Pastrami?
That's pretty funny, though. Rye the
Alex
corgi
the
at pastrami. You can find our sponsors at rootsoftheswampthing.com.
Pastrami and Rye is at the Pastrami.
Try and do some fucking
Sorry,
sponsors
you
here.
guys.
You're
Guess we're
interrupting.
bringing it up.
Shut up, Alex.
John Boylan is like right outside that door and he's going to come in and kick you. rootsoftheswampthing.com for all your Swamp Thing needs. Like, hey, this movie's coming up here. They got a new director recently, did they?
What movie?
Justice League Dark? I think
Oh,
they got a new director, did they?
I don't even
Doug
know.
Liman left. Well, it's in limbo, but so that means you got time. Go to rootsofswampthing.com, learn more about the Green, learn more about Swamp Thing. Also, look out for Holland Files #2 coming as soon as possible. Go to rainbowcomicsandcards.com or find them on Facebook at Rainbow Comics and Cards or their Lincoln location at Rainbow Comics and Cards Lincoln or on Twitter at Rainbow Comics SF or find John on Twitter, DC World Swampy. He asked us on Twitter, did you see this today? No, you're not on the internet. He asked us today. He wanted us to comment. There was 3 pictures of Swamp Thing like throughout the year, 70s, 80s, and then most recently with Constantine on the cover. I don't think it was 80s, but you know what I mean. 3 different generations. And he's like, I want you guys to comment which one where did he wear it better. And I replied, doesn't matter the style. Green's always in. So go
Nice.
rootsoftheswampthing.com and learn about the Swamp Thing. It's one of my favorite characters. So I actually see, the weird thing is that I love him, but I'm not going to claim that I know any. Like I know
Yeah.
like 1% of what John knows.
Right.
So I can't be like my favorite character around him. It'd be like because it's
Yeah. Oh, he's your favorite character, huh?
I do like him a lot. He's like top tier. He's top 10 for me.
Yeah.
Brandon's Comics and Cards. You can get any of these comics, and they'll deliver them to you, or you can pick them up in store. You see him right there.
Yeah, I'm having it's a toss between 73 and 2017.
Let me see.
I like that trench coat that he's wearing.
Ooh, fucking
But
dig
there's
that
something
trench coat on the far left, yeah.
But I'm also
Classic.
digging the trench coat with the tie.
On SoundCloud, find us on SoundCloud under SiouxEmpire.com. Thank you to Sioux Empire for hosting us. You get a bell. I hit that way too hard. It didn't even ring.
How would you do a bell for Rainbow?
Rainbow.
How about for Roots of the Swamp Thing, too?
Roots of something.
DC Swampy?
Okay, sweet.
You know what I should just do? I should be like this. You can find us on Twitter at Wednesday Comics.
Oh, fuck.
You can find Garrett at Garrett2188. Find Alex at Alex Mastrella. Find me at Marvin_Saguero. Till next week, I've been the Bellmaster.
Man, that's horrible. I have been Alex.
I've always been Garrett.
Everyone, keep turning those pages. Oh, shit, that